Hello and welcome to Sutro Sidetalk, episode 155. 65,
Yeah, that's what.
165. I was like, that's not right. I am your host, Kamran Shushtar, and with me is
James Sillig.
I am back, and we are back, but also I am actually physically back. James was here, I was not.
Yeah, I got a weekend off last
Yeah,
week.
you got. We just had to kill ourselves for 1 week, do a couple of extra episodes, and I left for 7 days to the wonderful, beautiful city of Atlanta. That's all lies. It's not wonderful and beautiful, but it's Atlanta, and it was an enjoyable time either way. Though I was there for a wedding, which if you look in the back behind that chair against my closet, there is my
Oh
suit,
yeah.
little bag with the suit in it and stuff, which I actually bought for the wedding. It was kind of expensive. And then I also went to Dragon Con around that wedding, so it was really good. The wedding was fantastic. Dragon Con was fun. I was the Hamburglar again, and it was a good time.
What's the coolest cosplay you saw besides yours out there, in your
Mine.
opinion?
Oh, mine. I'm just
No,
kidding. No,
okay.
no. I don't give a shit about my outfit personally. Everyone else does. Best cosplay. I want to say honestly, Mr. Freeze. There was a
Yeah.
guy that did the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze in the
Oh.
robe and the slippers when he's at his in the movie Batman and Robin.
That's
He's in
specific.
his lair and stuff, and he's like reading the newspaper and stuff, watching TV. That Mr. Freeze, phenomenal. So fucking good. He was blue. He had it was just so
That's pretty
perfect.
funny.
I want to say he was great. I saw multiple Demon Slayers. I saw which I'm not gonna lie, the Rengokus guys. I now know what I'm striving for, and it's much better than what they were doing. They had like the cheap store-bought shit from a fucking Spirit Halloween store, and I was
Oh
like,
no.
I want the my dress up darling tier Rengoku where it's like I want to feel like I got quality on and then die of heat exhaustion and never
Yeah.
come back again. But their Demon Slayers were great. There was actually a lot of my dress up darlings. There was well, not a lot, but there was like a couple Marins in like the first outfit. There was the succubus one. There was a Gojo. There was like a school Marin. It was great seeing all of them. One of my favorite ones was Kronk. There was a dude dressed up as Kronk from Emperor's New
Oh.
Groove, and he had the
All
little
right. It's all
Cusco's
coming together.
poison bottle. It had the little llama on it too, and he's like doing the voice like, "Oh yeah, Cusco, poison, poison, Cusco, poison, kill Cusco, Cusco." It was like all of that shit, and then we took a picture, and then we both were like, it was so fucking
Dude, I
good.
haven't watched that movie in so long. I should watch it.
Honestly, it's like
It's so funny.
it's easily one of like the best five of like that era where it's like all those. I want to say like it's like the non-princess ones that did like that Treasure Planet, Hunchback, Hercules, Atlantis. Like those were just like
Was
the
Atlantis Disney?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Those were all like the young man's adventure fun, which is why it was so appealing to boys, I guess, because usually you're used to all the princess stuff, which honestly at that era were also fantastic, like Pocahontas and Mulan and stuff. But yeah.
Convenient segue from Disney. We're gonna talk about Disney
Yeah, we're gonna do
later.
so much fucking Disney today. But dude, I met multiple people from Gotham, from What We Do in the Shadows, from the original X-Men. Like I met Sean Ashmore from X-Men, Iceman, also aka Lamplighter. I met I forget the actor's name for Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows, but he was so fucking funny. And then Ben McKenzie from Gotham, Gordon, and then David Ramsey, aka Diggle from Arrow, and it was honestly great meeting all those people. There was other people. It was like always a celebrity meet and greet area. I also met Brian Michael Bendis, the creator of
Oh,
Miles
cool.
Morales, and we just talked about like David Ramsey and Bendis. Just I would ask them a question where I'm like, they're gonna not tell me this is like some fucking deep shit, and they're like, oh yeah, I can tell you all
Corporate
about it.
secrets.
This got scrapped. They were gonna do this, and then we didn't get to do it. It was like all these events and stuff, and I'm like. Like, oh, you could just tell me this. This is okay. Cool. All right. Thanks, man. It was really interesting. It was a great time though. Now I'm already like pre-planning for next year. I wanted to take more breaks from Dragon Con, but being back after like being indoors for so long made like super FOMO occur where I'm like, oh fuck. All right, for sure at least 2023 I'll do it. I don't know about after, but 2023 I'm just like I gotta go for this one too.
Yeah.
So yeah, good time. This, guys, of course, is Sutro Sidetalk. Every week we talk what we watch, what we play, plus select gaming, TV show, movie news. And recently, you know, the summers, as we've seen previously, will get a lot of like news centric stuff from E3, Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, and then there'll be like other conferences. Mainly, it's usually a lot of gaming, and then every now and again we'll get some other news for like TV and movies. Like, you know, we had Netflix Geek Week now for 2 years,
Yeah.
which has been interesting. And then Disney does like, I always feel like they do different things. Like we have D23, which is a
Is
Disney
it called
convention.
D23 every time, or is that just like?
Yes, so the convention itself is D23. It's a
Weird.
Disney
Okay.
convention in Anaheim every year, or at least most years. And like, I see the appeal of going. You go in if you are a Disney fan, you can just dress up and stuff. Personally, if I ever went, I'd do Powerline from the Goofy movie, the artist that's supposed to be like the rock star or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But they'll do that, and then you can just go to fucking Disneyland after you do that. Like, it seems like an awesome trip, honestly. But there's D23. They do like the crazy like earnings calls or whatever that have like that fucking full list, or it's like
Yeah.
Disney Plus Day or something.
We'll
I
get
think
into
this
it
was
later,
Disney
but
Plus Day
it's
though.
kind of unfortunate that a lot of the news that came out like was only, they were all trailers that were only shown to people that were actually there.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot that we can actually make our own opinions on.
So only do certain things,
Yeah.
which honestly is also relieving at the same time, because that means we don't have to like die doing this.
I thought this
Because
might be like a 2-hour episode with
yeah,
like the Halo news, D23 news, the
Ubisoft
Ubisoft
Forward.
Forward, because Ubisoft barely got their show out during the summer.
It literally happened simultaneously during part of D23. Like they
Yeah,
were,
literally
I was
the
getting
same
news
day.
from both at the same time, and I'm like, great. But here's the thing, like when I was coming back from Atlanta, I'm like, cool, we can do a fun backlog episode, just catching up on stuff. I can finally fucking talk about Bull Train. I've been trying to do that for like 3 episodes now.
Yeah.
And we might, I knew we had the Ubisoft Forward, and I'm like, just accounting for that, and I'm like, that's not gonna be bad. And then D23 is like, wait, listen, we got we got like 3 showcases, and I'm like, wait, 3, not 1. There's a gaming one, there's a Disney Pixar one, there's
Yeah, I was not expecting a game. Wait a minute. No, they actually did mention they were going to do a gaming thing, so I should have expected
yeah,
that.
it was the gaming Disney
Shows how good my
Pixar,
long-term memory is.
and then Lucasfilm slash Marvel slash 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, great. And we'll go through everything, but more likely, like if it's something that only had stuff there and not like visibly shown to the public, then we'll just kind of be like, yeah, they had something there, we didn't get to see it. Which we'll see all this stuff, I'm pretty sure, over time. It's just we're not getting it all at once. We're gonna have trickles of like, oh, the trailer for this is coming out because the release date's inching forward.
It's kind of like how Comic-Con, the like Hall H always has trailers that they show to the people that are there, and then they usually come out like a month or so later, like to the public.
Yeah, so it'll be.
I couldn't tell you why, but
yeah, I'm only honestly annoyed because of one specific thing, and it's the Indiana Jones 5 trailer.
Really?
And they didn't get to show that, and I was, I mean,
yeah, I saw that and I got excited for a second, and I was like, oh, trailer, and then it's like, oh, but not for me though.
Yeah,
apparently
we have a trailer, but not for you. Just like the ambulance one.
Not for you, peasant.
Yeah, really. But so the order of things is we're gonna talk some quick Halo Infinite news really fast. Takes 5 minutes, maybe less. Then we're gonna go through the gaming part of the Disney D23. Then the Disney Pixar part of D23, and then the Lucasfilm Marvel 20th Century Fox part of D23. And, you know, we'll have time code for all those 3 things. I don't want to have like a giant, just like Disney fucking 1 hour spectacular bullshit, which I don't actually think it even might be an hour, thank God. And then we'll do the Ubisoft Forward portion, which could also be divided because it's like everything not Assassin's Creed, and then Assassin's Creed, because I kid you not, there's a lot of Assassin's Creed in there.
Dude, the amount of Assassin's Creed and Division stuff that they announced at the show specifically is like, why so many things are just 2 of your many properties? It's weird.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll get to it.
But I also if a chance is given, I will talk Bullet Train if there is time.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. If not, it's just a news episode. We'll get that, and then end of the episode, I'll talk what's coming because we do have some stuff coming up and have Steel and whatnot because Harley Quinn's almost done. But I also had some tragedy, guys. While I was out there, somehow I don't honestly know how it occurred, but I lost my PlayStation Vita, and it's the day one launch 3G PlayStation Vita. So the one with the data plan that no one ever used.
That is a tragedy.
Basically, everyone wasted $50 for nothing getting that version. That one. And also my V-Moda headphones, which are like these $200-$300 headphones that I got for like 100. I think they were pretty cheap because of a company discount, but they were really good headphones, and those are gone too. And I'm like, fuck. Okay, well, I gotta figure some stuff out. I guess now I'll be playing the Switch a lot more than I expected. It's just funny because I only had like 5 or 6 Vita games left to play.
So you're actually pretty close.
I was close. I was closing in. And if anything, though, I do plan on getting another Vita. I originally wanted to get one even while owning one currently because I knew they had that 2000 series that came out. It was like the 2nd generation version that had like better screens and everything else.
I was like tempted to get one at the time, but I was just like, no, my current Vita is fine.
Well, now I need one. So, and I remember there being these cool blue ones. So if I honestly, I'm going to try to go for one of those blue ones if I can. And I doubt there's anyone that are like new anymore at this point, but maybe in like Japan, I don't really know. I'm going to figure it out, do my research. It's not something I can even afford to get again right now, but something in the future. But now you'll actually see me potentially be talking about Switch games for some stuff. Finally going to open that Let's Go Pikachu. Oh boy. After all these years of having it, not touching it. But otherwise, yeah, you ready to jump right into it?
I'll try to keep to 5 minutes. So 343 Industries had I think it was a live stream, but it was like a canned video that they streamed at some point last week that covered the updates to their roadmap for Halo Infinite. And it is in such a worse state than I even imagined. I mean, I was expecting to hear about the like Halo Infinite like story campaign DLC, like the endless stuff supposedly that I thought we were going to see that at E3, and it just like wasn't there, and I was like, oh, I guess it's a little bit farther out than I thought. So the season 1 of the multiplayer was already twice as long as they wanted it to be. It was like 6 months long, but they said that at the beginning. And they were like, okay, the second season is going to be 3 months. That's going to be a normal regular season. And then season 2 happened. That it started in like May or something like that. And that's like when that started, they said that that's also going to be 6 months. So people were like, okay, that's a little bit concerning, but fine, whatever. At least we're getting Forge next season, right? And like co-op, right? And so we are still getting co-op, but only online co-op. They have decided to completely scrap couch like split screen co-op, which, to be fair, I personally probably was never going to use because it's just easier to play online.
Either,
but it's still like a cool feature that like Halo almost always had. And honestly, I think it's more important that they like literally promised that was going to be a feature.
They did. And they made a whole thing after Halo 5. Yeah. They said, "Hey, we fucked up. We're sorry." And actually, Halo 5 was one that I wanted couch co-op because that was one I was going to utilize.
Well, especially since it was like a more linear campaign.
Yeah.
So, and it's also even weirder because there have been reports of people just like doing weird menu bugs to actually get like 4-player split screen campaign co-op working just by accident. So it's like clearly possible. So everyone's like, why did you cancel it? Like, what? They claimed it was to reallocate resources to try to make their seasonal roadmap actually work in the long run, which is, I don't know, we'll see if that works. But also, season 2 is not going to be 6 months. It's going to be 10 months by the time it finishes, because season 3 doesn't start till March. And like there's gonna be a winter update, which is like a couple maps built in Forge. I'm guessing by Bungie or Halo or 343 developers, just to like show what you
I
can
wish it
make,
was
you know,
Bungie.
develop. Yeah, you can make developer level
Oh
like
shit.
multiplayer maps in Forge. I guess that's the point, but it all feels like too little too late. And just the at this point I am not alone in the Halo community, and I'm not even like a massive Halo fan, but I was really excited for Halo Infinite. Like you can go back to our like year-end discussion, and Halo Infinite was in my top 5 of like my favorite games that came out last year, because I did enjoy the campaign so much, and I was like the multiplayer is fun. There's just not a lot of maps to go with, like, but you know they'll add more later. And it's been like almost a year. They've only added like two more maps. I think one of which being Big Team Battle map, and that mode has been in shambles since it came out. And so I'm not confident we're going to get story DLC for a while. Forge was also delayed till the end of the year. Campaign online co-op was apparently supposed to come out like this month, and that was also delayed till the end of the year. And so at this point, I'm just like, I don't trust that you can meet any of your deadlines. And I don't want to be one of those people that's like, people need to get fired, but it's just like, at least management needs to be restructured somehow, because it, you know, it was their choice to make Halo into a live service game. Like they didn't have to do that. And it's been almost a year and they can't get a 3-month season going. Like,
Well, listen, we're gonna have a great story DLC in
like next year, maybe.
2025, and it's gonna be great. Spring 2025, guys. Next story DLC, it's gonna be great. We're gonna learn what happened in the next hill, next to the where the map ends in Halo Infinite. That next hill, you can go on that hill, and you could die there. You could die on that hill because you like Halo Infinite.
And like I haven't even played any of the season 2 content, but by all accounts, like the one new mode that they added temporarily is just kind of like okay, but it's meant to be like a solo mode. So if you want to play with friends, you're not going to be playing that mode. And there was like a bit of story content, but it was like really, really lackluster. So even the things that they are putting out, people are just going like, how is this the best you can do, or like the most you can do with
At
the
least we
amount of
had
time you're being given?
to bide our time. We had that great Halo series on Paramount Plus, right?
Ugh, God,
Good
yeah.
time. Good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
So
time to be a Halo fan, everybody.
I still want to hope that they can pull off like bringing Halo Infinite back to like, or not back to what it could be, but like, you know, to what it could be, because all they need to do is just put out more maps and stuff to play with, so it's not so repetitive.
Didn't it take
And
like 5 years to fix Master Chief Collection?
yeah, that's the other thing. Like Master Chief Collection was like in shambles when it first came out, and it's only like until recently that I've started to hear that it's actually like in a good shape. So yeah, I'm already over my 5 minutes. So like, long story short, Halo Infinite is having some bad times right now, and everyone seems to be mad at 343. And just like the amount of people literally calling for Halo to be taken from 343 is actually shocking to me.
Yeah. I think the last time I had a pure great time with Halo, uh, when did ODST come out? It was that
I
time.
was like back on the 360, yeah.
Yeah, so Xbox 360 was
I
the
think it was
last time I
before
really
Reach.
thoroughly enjoyed Halo. Yeah, it was before Reach.
Yeah.
Okay, Reach I liked, but it wasn't like everything I wanted, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Especially when you find out how much of the game was cut because it was on the 360. It's kind of insane. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Now that we're done mourning the loss of Halo Infinite and its long lifespan that we all expected it to have, uh can't believe they
It was
fucking
supposed to be a 10-year game.
bro, it wasn't even a 1 year game.
And
That was like a 2 month game.
it's like, to think what would we have gotten if it actually came out when the Xbox Series X came out? It was supposed to be a launch game, and they
Yeah.
delayed it for an entire year. And even like almost a year into the game already being out, it feels like it could have used another year in the oven to get like enough content in like the roadmap to actually put shit out every few months. It's insane.
So moving on, we have all of that D23 fun stuff. So We're starting off here with the game. It was it the Disney Marvel games, I believe they said. They called it that.
Should I have a timer for this one?
Nah, it's okay.
Okay,
It's
okay.
gonna be too crazy.
That's fair.
So starting off here, because we're not talking about all these, some of them we're gonna probably skip anyway. The first one that was seemingly interesting was Tron Identity, which I wasn't expecting a Tron
Yeah.
game. And I will say, guys, before Star Wars and Lucasfilm was all bought, I think they had Marvel at this point, but they made that movie Tron Legacy. And it was in that weird time where they're like, yo, here's Tron, here's John Carter, here's Prince of Persia. Fuck you for doing Prince of Persia. You guys are a piece of shits. Fucking made Jake Gyllenhaal a brown guy. It doesn't even count. Should have done an actual Persian. Piece of shits.
Yeah, I can't believe they used Jake Gyllenhaal.
They had all these interesting movies though that were like in that vein, not Pirates of the Caribbean style. They weren't like rides, but they were just kind of taking other IP and just utilizing them, or older ones. And it was like, oh, cool, Tron's got life again. You could see all this cool stuff they could potentially do with Tron. And then they got Star Wars, and they're like, no, fuck Tron. We got Star Wars now. We don't give a shit. And it's cool to finally see something resurfacing again, because honestly, Tron is still an untapped gold mine of just cool concepts you could totally utilize.
It's a really cool concept. It's like the idea of there being a living, in a sense, world inside of a computer is just like a really cool idea.
Yeah. And this new game is being done by Bithell Games. Tron, so this is what it's described as, apparently. A visual novel adventure that follows Query, a detective program that must solve an unprecedented crime in the grid. So that's all we got from it. We don't have anything else besides that it's coming next year. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more since it's a year away, and the year's almost over. So that means it would be basically about a year or less away, most likely.
Yeah, when I heard it was like a noir-esque detective story, I was just like, that's actually a really cool idea, setting it in the grid, because it's literally just like dark all the time.
Yeah. Next up was the Mickey Mouse and Friends game that's coming on Switch. It's like it looks honestly like a Rayman game, but I didn't really care. I can skip this one. You're good?
Yeah, no. Someone will like it.
There was more just small footage on Marvel's Midnight Suns, which I was actually talking to Blocksdorf, and he was telling me like he's not for this game, he's not with it, and
so I'm not the only one who's not super interested. Like
I think a lot of people probably won't be. I am, because I know what genre it is and who's making it.
Yeah,
this is like XCOM. This is Marvel XCOM.
I think if I was more a fan of that genre, maybe I'd be more psyched.
Yeah, and I actually still really want to play XCOM 2, so I'm actually pumped for this just because I'm down. I'm down for this stuff.
I started playing Gears Tactics, which is like the same thing too, and I like it, but it's just like, I don't know. The missions are so long that I'll get through one and be like, okay, I'm done for the night. I'll do something else later.
I mean, that's not bad to have just like a game where you're just like one mission a day or one mission.
Yeah, I'll chip away at it like every so often.
Yeah, it's not something you have to dedicate yourself to, really. And I know for sure I'm playing with Blade and Magic. Those are like the two characters I really, really want to try out. But I honestly don't think they gave us really anything new on it, though. Besides, I think they said like a Switch version is coming. Oh wait, no, it's coming December 2nd. That was the big thing, the release date.
It was delayed, and I guess now we have the supposedly final date.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the only other game so far I think that we're looking at in December is Callisto Protocol. I'm pretty sure, and usually this is not normal because most games don't come out in December. December is like that dead month where everyone's just like, all right, all the fall games came out and you're gonna wait for them for the holiday season to buy right now. Like that's usually what happens in December.
Like traditionally, if you're gonna get a game out in the end of the year and you want it to sell super big, usually you get it out in November before Thanksgiving, so that like Black Friday hits and everyone goes out shopping anyway. Maybe they'll get your game.
Yeah. And then Marvel Strike Force, it's a mobile game. I don't really care.
Yeah.
You good?
No, I've never been interested in it.
And then
most mobile games don't interest me.
Another one, Marvel Snap, which is a free-to-play card game. Also not interested. You good?
Yeah, no.
All right.
No, no.
No, 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 please, sir. You may skip me upon this one. Uh, there was a weird, like, quick talk. Also, did you notice who was hosting? It was like Blessing out of Yo-Yo Jr. from Kind of Funny. I was like,
I
what the
saw that. I
fuck?
was like, oh shit, good for
I was like, how
him.
did you get Aliens Dark Descent? There was like talk on Aliens Dark Descent, Frontiers of Pandora, the Avatar game, and Lego Star Wars Saga. It was
Oh
like
right,
very
because they own
brief.
Fox. I was like, wait a minute, why the fuck
Yeah,
would they
I
be
got
talking about
so
aliens?
confused when I saw the Aliens game. I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? But yeah, there wasn't really anything new to talk about
It's so
them.
weird to think that there was a presentation where like Mickey Mouse and friends and aliens were on the same like stage.
I want to do a presentation where they're like, Mickey Mouse is like, I'm here to announce the new Disney princess, and then a xenomorph pops out and goes, I'm the princess.
Yeah,
It just pops out of his chest. That's fun for the whole family, right? I think.
as
Yeah.
long as the message is that she's beautiful on the inside.
Yeah.
Disneyfy it.
Just do that. I'm beautiful in every single way. Where else can't break? I forget what that song's called. I think it's just called Beautiful, actually.
My heart burns as hard as my acid blood. I don't know.
Stop.
Yeah.
Return to Monkey Island. I don't think they told us really anything new on that one. Did you notice anything? Have you played Monkey Island games?
No, I'm interested. I kind of want to get, I think it might be on Steam. Like I I have just been told by mostly Jared Petty from like previously working in IGN and stuff like that that the Monkey Island games are some of the funniest games you'll ever
Was
play.
he the one that did Retronauts? Or is that someone else? Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of wait, Jared Petty. Wait. I'm thinking of, never mind. I'm thinking of someone else. Sorry.
No.
All right. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. I have wanted to play them just because also they are a LucasArts game from
Yeah.
way back when. I don't even know where you can play them really. Are they just on Steam or something?
I would be shocked if there wasn't like a PC version somewhere you can find. I know there are mobile versions on like at least iOS and probably Android, but like I've heard that those versions are not super great. So if you could play the PC versions, it's better.
Okay. And then Gargoyles Remastered was announced, which I was like, oh
Yo, I'm
shit.
so excited. I used to love that series so much.
Yeah, I was like, oh
Literally
shit.
one of the first things I watched on Disney Plus when I got it was Gargoyles.
I still have, dude, there's so many. I'm not gonna start this thing.
Yo, Goliath is badass.
I
He wears
honest,
he wears his wings like a cape. It's awesome.
I know. So for the game, I never played the game. That's cool they remastered it, but I'm just like,
I
I'll
didn't
probably
even know there was a game.
exactly. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm probably not gonna play it personally, just because I got enough on my plate already.
That's fair.
But it's a cool remaster. I like that they are bringing back all the older Disney games because that was an interesting trove of like more just hey, we made a game and it's a
I love they
platformer or
brought back
something.
like the Lion King and the Aladdin games too.
And apparently some of them are actually really fucking hard. And I was like, oh,
Oh yeah,
that
no, the
sounds
Lion King game is notorious for being like frustratingly hard.
yeah. And then they briefly said something about the Mirrorverse, which is that new Disney game which has all the different
Yeah.
characters together. I think this one showed Oogie Boogie and who was the other one it showed? It was like was it
I missed that
Ursula or
trailer.
Maleficent? I don't fucking remember.
Because I haven't been interested in that game because I is it like a MOBA or something? I honestly don't know.
It's a free-to-play action RPG game that is in a divergent Disney universe that has united the most iconic heroes and villains against a dark force. So they're all playing
Okay.
together. And the mobile title, it's a Halloween season stuff, and it'll introduce new guardians like Hades and whatnot.
Okay.
And honestly, does sound interesting if I wanted to get more into mobile games, if I will be honest. I mean, like the way they show the animations for it at least looked kind of cool. So I don't know.
I mean, as much as I haven't been that into playing mobile games traditionally, like I will admit, in recent years they have gotten much more impressive.
Yeah. Which
Generally.
there's like one more we'll talk about in a second. Another thing, Disney's Speedstorm, which I didn't know was a thing. Apparently they're doing a Monsters Inc. thing now, but it is a Disney racer game. And I was like, okay, cool, bye. But I will say that they had like cool tracksuits for everyone, and it looked really fucking weird to see Captain Jack Sparrow in a racer tracksuit. It like really felt unnatural because he still has all the head shit, but then he's a racer suit on, and I'm like, This is wrong for so many reasons. But you know who looked good in it? Mulan. She actually looked like this cool racer. I was like, oh,
I
she
can see
got
that.
drip going. Yeah, it was really funny. Next up was actually what I wanted to talk about too, Dreamlight Valley. So
Which one's
Dreamlight
is that?
Valley,
The Animal Crossing type game?
this is the Animal Crossing game. I was not expecting this. So Disney's Dreamlight, it's a life sim Animal Crossing, and apparently it's adding like Toy Story characters right now to it. But it shows like every platform. So it's on all PlayStation platforms, all Xbox, Steam, Epic, Windows Store, and even fucking like Switch and game. It's on Game Pass apparently too. I don't know how much this game even
Interesting.
costs, if it's like free to play or not. I don't know what Game Pass would give it if it is free to play. But I'm just kind
Yeah,
of
huh?
mildly curious just after now playing Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm like, do I just gotta like a Disney village and just have all my hand-picked Disney characters I want or something?
Yeah, like the Kind of Funny guys just reviewed it, and at least Joey Noelle, who granted she is like a huge Disney fan, she's been liking it. So apparently not bad.
Yeah, I'm tempted to download at least, you know, this and that RPG game just to. I just want to see what it's about. I'm just
Yeah.
curious a little bit, just a little bit, just a bit. Just because I don't do mobile games except now. Well, I was in Atlanta, a bunch of my friends FOMO'd me back onto Pokemon Go. I'm not gonna lie, unfortunately. James,
Are you back on that wagon?
yeah,
Oh my
they got
god.
me. Um,
Gotta
I,
get those raids.
I gotta get those raids. There's like an old Alakazam mega, and I'm like, what the fuck is in a mega? And then they're like, yeah, it's all these new things now, and I'm like, I
You're
was
like, oh
gone
no,
for
there's
too long.
more.
Yeah, there's more. They're like, but wait, there's more, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, okay. Um, Next up we have Avatar Reckoning. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, so I guess that's the name of the game. Did we know the name of it, or
I
was it
don't. I
just
think
like
that's the name now. Yeah.
okay?
But it's the mobile game MMORPG
Oh, so
shooter.
not the Ubisoft game.
No, so this is an MMO shooter mobile game.
Weird.
It
Okay.
was also shown at Ubisoft Forward briefly, I think, but it
Oh,
I can't tell if it's like a battle royale or not. Kind of,
weird.
but I'm curious about it a little bit. It's like one of those. I feel like all these like D23 and Ubisoft really were pushing mobile games, and there's like a small handful where I'm like, I'm gonna download and just check these out for a second, and then probably delete like 5 out of 6 of them or something. But
Well,
maybe there's
I could see why Disney would want to do it because there's a lot of money in it
yeah,
if it works.
and Ubisoft is just like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
going crazy for mobile right now. You can quote me on that sound effect. And then the last two things, Captain America Black Panther game,
That's what
which
I'm super excited for.
this is I'm actually excited for this. I don't really know what kind of game it's really going to be, but the reason it seems exciting is because of who's involved with it, which is
Yeah,
Amy Hennig.
exactly. Hmm.
And if she's in it, I'm like, oh well, okay, let's check this out. And it's from Skydance New Media, which is like it's like the studio she's working with right now. And it's, you know, we saw Paris and shit, World War II era, and we see Cap, Black Panther, and I'm pretty sure a Black American soldier and a what are they called again? The guards, King's Guard for Wakanda.
Oh, oh, I don't know.
Dora
Oh,
Milaje.
those, yeah, the Dora Milaje.
Yeah, we see one Dora Milaje, which I think is supposed to be the spy character. And I don't know if they're supposed to be, I think they're different classes, but they've said this game isn't co-op. So I'm very curious what this game is going to be. And I would assume, you know, judging that even though there's so many different licenses right now for Disney type games, whether it's Marvel, Star Wars, or just Disney in general, they probably don't want them to clash with each other. So I would imagine that this is minding the release windows of both Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine and Midnight Suns and like other stuff like that. Then again, I think it's far enough off that we're gonna probably see it in between Wolverine and Spider-Man 2, is my guess. If it's still untitled, but you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think Spider-Man 2 is supposed to come out like sometime next year.
I think it is
And
next year. I'm like almost positive it's next year
I would bet Wolverine at the soonest would be 2024.
at the soonest, but I would say 2025 even. I
Yeah,
can't believe they
that's much
fucking
safer.
yeah. There was a cool teaser they did, but it's like
Yeah.
we're not getting that for that was that was the PlayStation Elder Scrolls 6.
I literally did not expect it to be a Wolverine game. I was just like, really? A Wolverine game
Yeah.
specifically? Also from Insomniac. Okay.
Oh, so it's Gabriel Jones from the Howling Commandos. That was the Black Soldier.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Nanali, leader of the Wakandan spy network. Okay.
I also think it's interesting that because it's, I mean, it makes sense. It's World War II era, so it's not T'Challa. It's either his dad or maybe his
I
granddad.
bet it's his grandfather, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what his dad's name, because it's T'Challa, his dad's name is T'Chaka.
Yeah. I don't know offhand what his grandfather's name
I would,
was.
all right, this is really bad. I know this is really bad, but what if it was T'Chungus? What if, what if it was Big T'Chungus? I know it's horrible. I think that's funny. I think that'd be great. And the worst part is I'm just imagining just that the fat Bugs Bunny in a Black Panther costume. That's it. So it's just a stretched out Black Panther costume with Bugs Bunny still like, "Meh." It's great. You know, apparently they might put him in the fucking multiverses game.
I heard about that. It's really weird. Like what would he do other than like Bugs Bunny is literally already in the
I don't know.
in that game.
I
It's
mean,
so
he could,
confusing.
just you got to go with the meme, right?
I think that's literally the whole point. Is it's just like that's
I
recognizable,
mean,
put it
look
in
at
there.
Shaggy. Shaggy was a meme, and they literally turned the meme into a playable character. So they
Yeah.
could do I was gonna say to you could just do Big Chungus, and I think it would be great. Um, and then last was, which I'm right. They didn't say what type of game it is, right? I'm not crazy.
No, I don't think they were specific on that. I think they just
Okay.
talked like characters and setting.
So we, like I said, there's no co-op, but I will say if there's one hope of what this game could be like, I really hope it is similar to a specific game from Pandemic to Saboteur, which
Hmm.
is like kind of like it wasn't big open world, it was like more sandbox, which is I guess you could say a smaller version of open world RPG and stuff. And if it's more like an action type game that you can switch between characters with like this, and just choose who you want to specialize with, I think that'd be really cool. And I think it'll also just be really cool just to see Black Panther of that like era with Captain America and see how they like interact and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, I hope
It's
they,
also interesting. I want to know how those like paths cross.
yeah, because I'm shocked like we're not getting like an Invaders game instead we're doing this,
Yeah.
which I could see how an Invaders game would be more difficult just because the Invaders was the old like pre-Avengers World War II team. It was Captain America, Bucky, not Winter Soldier Bucky, but just Bucky as his sidekick. The original Human Torch, which was like an android cyber, it was an
Yeah, it's
android,
so weird.
and Namor. So you know maybe they'll make appearances. That would be cool, but we'll see what happens. I really want to see Human Torch. I think that'd be really interesting, but I'm just saying. And then last thing here was World of Heroes, which I think that was a thing, right? I think there was a game called World of Heroes, or am I
The
correct? Oh yeah,
MMO?
Marvel. That now I remember what it is. So it's a new Marvel AR game. It's from Niantic.
Oh, I did see that trailer.
It's the Marvel Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I
Uh,
saw that and it was like, oh, really? I mean, I guess you could, but why?
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's gonna do that well considering like haven't all the other non-Pokemon Niantic games kind of crashed already?
Pretty much. I mean, did
There's
anyone
a
really give a shit about
Ghostbusters
the
one and a Harry.
Ghostbusters or the Harry Potter one?
That's what I'm saying. Didn't the Harry Potter one already die? Isn't it gone?
Pretty sure.
So you know, this maybe Marvel can do it because Harry Potter. I guess you could say Harry Potter is more niche than Marvel, kind of,
Yeah,
and
especially right
Ghostbusters is
now.
20 times more niche than both of those.
Yeah.
But who knows? Considering Marvel is literally shoved down your throat via theatrical and Disney Plus,
Like,
I
what are
guess
you gonna collect? Just like Marvel knickknacks, or
I
are
don't
you
know.
fighting
You
scrolls? Like,
slave Marvel characters, you just see fucking Wolverine and you're like, gotcha. And he's like,
nah.
ah, I don't fucking know. You see Wolverine in the wild and you just fucking catch him.
You're all
Let's
the collector.
you can create your own very own superhero and team up with your favorite Marvel characters in the real world. Okay.
Oh, weird.
I don't
Okay.
really know what they'll do though,
How's that
but
gonna work?
I fucking I don't know, man. But how does any of this ever work, really? I did see Cyclops laser eyes, so I'm like, oh, if you get X-Men stuff, then
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh shit, are they confirming Cyclops for the MCU? And then I read it again and it's like it's a Marvel game, it's not an MCU game. I'm like, oh,
I wonder what
okay.
power you get to have as as your own character.
I think it's pretty much like DC, probably DC Universe Online, where you just you could choose any power, but they're all based off of like someone from the DC universe
I'd be
already.
like, I want heat vision, I want to fly, and I want to have a weakness to kryptonite. I'd be like, what? No,
Yeah,
you can't do that in this game, but I want this one. Oh man, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that was all the game stuff. For sure, it was the Black Panther Captain America game. It was probably the most interesting
yeah.
there. And then randomly some mobile Disney games for some reason. Next up was the well, I guess really fast just to go through them, just because it's like a quick in between. But Disney Plus had like a few trailers shown for stuff
Yep.
that wasn't like part of these big showcases that they really did, or if they did a Disney Plus showcase, it was very small. I'm not really sure. But they had some random things, but four stood out to me, which was the Santa Clauses, where Tim Allen's Santa Claus from those Santa Claus movies is going to retire, and he's getting a new Santa Claus. And for some reason in the trailer, Peyton Manning is there applying to be Santa Claus.
Weird. It's
For
also
those that
weird
don't
that it's
know,
like a series. I thought it was a
yeah,
movie at first.
it's a series, and Peyton Manning is, for those that don't know, the Indianapolis Colts slash Denver Broncos quarterback who's retired now, and he's like, yeah, I could be Santa, and it's really fucking weird.
I
But
got nothing better to do.
yeah, I do remember people complaining, saying that they didn't see Bernard in it, which is that elf with the hat.
Is he not?
He is in this one. He
Oh,
showed up in
okay.
this trailer because they've like showed off images and stuff before, and it looked like he wasn't in it. So I think they were just either holding him off, or they straight up had to put him in because fans were losing their minds, being like, "Where the fuck is Bernard?" But he's there, and he looks old. So looking forward to that.
It
And
ruins the illusion. He's supposed to be an elf.
you can imagine when this comes out, if it's a Santa Claus thing. And then the Proud Family season 2, which I'm actually excited for. Ironically enough, like I've been trying to talk about the Proud Family because I've watched like the entire old season series again, plus the movie, and then the new series revival. And I've had my notes just sitting there waiting for me to talk about it for a while now. And soon enough, I'll talk about it. But I would very much like to talk about it before the second season comes out next year in January. Or is it February? One of the two. But it looked good. Honestly, this show is something I look forward to now. And then there was a quick Percy Jackson trailer, which I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
this show.
I skipped this one because I never read the books. I didn't watch the movies, so I'm not really invested in it at all.
Yeah. I watched the movies. They were fine, but well, I don't know. I'll see if I have any interest in this. But yeah.
That's kind of the sentiment I got from most people was like
It didn't
not
show you
really
the trailer didn't
something.
show you anything either.
Well, it just seemed like from that entire series, it's like it's not something that I probably would be interested in, which is weird because I usually am really interested in like mythology, and especially Greek mythology and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just get the impression that it would be, I would be, I might like it, but it's not really worth the time, I guess.
Yeah. And then, dude, the movie is funny because Pierce Brosnan was a centaur, so you just see Pierce Brosnan as a horse.
Weird.
It was
Right.
great. And then finally, the National Treasure series, which looks to
Yeah.
be in universe with like the Nicolas Cage stuff, because it even has one of the his like kind of brain character. The dude was the kind of
He shows up at the end of the trailer and he's just like, "Oh, what's your clue? I'd love to help."
yeah, which is funny. And I think that they still, I think, are making National Treasure 3. I really hope they are, because I want another Nicolas Cage National
Yeah.
Treasure movie, you
I'm
know?
definitely interested in this because like I have a weird soft spot for those two National Treasure movies. Like I'll still watch them every once in a while. So and it's like they're not using. I mean, okay, the sidekick character, I'm forgetting his name currently. Like he shows up in the trailer.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna bother to ask Nick Cage to come
he's
back
not.
for like a
I
cameo.
doubt it.
Or
Female lead?
the female lead, I forget her name too.
I don't remember.
But like it so it's interesting that they're using new characters, but also it's like it's a series, so it's its
And
own
they have
separate
a tie
side
of like
thing.
their own historical stuff. And I'm curious to see like if this will have more that style that National Treasure does, and even maybe incorporate some Uncharted style stuff too. But I don't know if it'll get that like ungrounded in terms of just like kind of chaotic shit going on, like
Yeah.
like falling out of a plane or some shit. I'm sure it'll be much more literally grounded than
I
that.
I do love the main characters of this series seem to be getting their at least starting clues from like the guy who turns out to be part of the Masons in the first movie. That's like the FBI agent that was like actually trying to keep everything like under wraps or whatever.
Oh, I forgot about that, dude. It's
Yeah,
been
that was
forever
that
since I've
guy.
watched it. Oh shit, that's actually kind of cool. All right. Oh, that makes so much more sense now.
It
I
took
got
me
to
a second to
rewatch
be
those.
like, wow, why is he familiar? Oh, it was the guy. He was the
I haven't.
FBI agent.
I haven't watched those movies since probably at least maybe 5 years post-release was the last time I watched each one.
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah, it's been a while.
I think I watched
Um,
like both of them like maybe a year or two ago on Disney Plus, just because I was bored.
okay. And then you ready for the next showcase? So next up is the Disney Pixar showcase that we got. And this one, I crack up because Disney, at least, I guess they were just meeting for a while, or Pixar was. And they're like, we're not doing any more sequels. We're done. Incredibles 2 was the last sequel we're doing, plus Toy Story 4. Like,
Yeah.
we're just going to do only like new IP after that. And then they announced Inside Out 2.
Guess I gotta watch the first one.
Oh, you never seen it?
Nah, it's one of those ones that like I really wanted to watch and I just didn't see it when it was in theaters. And I know it's on Disney Plus, and I haven't put apart, oh my god, put aside time to like watch the movie
Okay.
yet.
It's a good time. I think you'll like it. It's
Yeah, I've
enjoyable.
heard it's really good.
Inside Out 2, directed by Kelsey Man. I'm looking at the tweet they put out for it. It's going to be coming out summer 2024. So I think you got a little bit
I
of
got some
time.
time.
You got some
Yeah.
time. Yeah. I don't think they said anything else about it, but I'm just like, they just said Amy Poehler's back to star in it again. She was the main character Joy, which was one of the 5 emotions that are in the movie. I can only imagine. I have an inkling of like what it could be about, which I'm just gonna say one word: puberty. But we'll see.
Yeah, probably next phase of life for sure. That makes
All those
sense.
fun emotions. And I actually just want to go to the next Pixar thing. I'm gonna skip ahead for a second just to point out something kind of scary. Uh, but Pixar's new other movie, which is called, is it Elio? Elio, yeah. So Elio is a alien movie, and it's a boy who finds himself transported across the galaxy and mistaken for the intergalactic ambassador for our planet Earth. And it's starring America Ferrera as Olga Solis and Jonas Kibriev as Elio, whatever fucking you say it. I honestly don't know if I said the actor's name correct or not. Sorry if I didn't. And that one's being directed by Adrian Molina, and that comes out spring 2024. So think about that, guys. We're getting Elio, a Pixar movie, spring 2024. And then we're getting Inside Out 2, a Pixar movie, summer 2024. So they are at max 3 months apart. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we already know, like, obviously Pixar probably has like 4 to 5 different like theatrical, like movie teams working on stuff. So it's not really like a whole work thing. It's just crazy that they're lined up that close together. We already know like Disney does like to do pretty much at least 12 things a year practically. They want the entire calendar filled out
Oh yeah.
in theaters and on Disney Plus. They want you always thinking about them 24/7. We've talked about this before. But I just think it's kind of crazy specifically that they're wanting to put both Pixar uh titles out in the same 6 month span of like spring and summer of 2024. I don't know. That's kind of crazy, right? I think it's kind of crazy.
Nah, I mean like the amount of things that Disney is trying to like shove into each year at this point is like insane.
And then we got Wish, which is it's coming from, this is like Disney animated studio, so Frozen, Encanto, Moana, etc. They're in Raya the Last Dragon. I totally forgot. Wish is their animated film that explores how the iconic wishing star came to be, which I guess is the whole when you wish upon a star, blah blah blah, the fucking fireworks and shit.
The one from Pinocchio?
I think in general, just when you wish on
Oh, just like the idea of being able to wish on a star?
that, or I guess it's the
Weird.
wishing
Oh,
star. Yeah.
okay.
So starring Ariana DeBois as Asha or Asha, directed by Chris Buck and Fawn Vera Sunthorn. It's a long name. and all new song featuring all new songs by Julia Michaels, and it's coming out November of next year, November 2023. And
All right.
there's a like concept art piece where it shows this really big tower with all this little buildings underneath it, and a girl with a goat. And I think the girl is I can't okay, so I can't tell what terrain it's supposed to be. Like the girl looks either Middle Eastern or black. So I'm imagining either African or North African, like, like North
Yeah.
African desert portion area, or regular just main African or Middle Eastern. But the buildings themselves look like fully developed. They're like very much like there's a giant tower and all this shit. So I really can't tell what did like architecture and stuff. But it's for sure one of those three areas, without a doubt. Just looking at her, and then she has a little goat with her who's wearing pajamas, and I don't know what to say about that personally. That's the only thing that stands out here. The tower looks cool, but I have no idea what the fuck this is. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Next up, it could also just be not our world. It could be like alternate, whatever the fuck, make up stuff. I'm not sure.
That's true.
Then we have the animated series called Iwaju. I remember us talking about that, I feel like a while ago, where it's supposed to be like it's I forget what it was called. It's like it's supposed to be in Nigeria, I think in like the future or something. It's like a cool future city. And it's like utopia type shit, and it's journey into a futuristic version of Lagos, Nigeria, with this first look of Disney animation in Kugali's Iwaju, the all new original series, which comes next year. And I'm not gonna lie, James, there was something funny in the comments,
Oh.
and I just cracked up when I saw it because I was like, wow. So someone tweets, first of all, Disney Plus is not available in Nigeria.
Oh, that's ironic.
Makes me wonder who the creative team behind this is. And secondly, say Wahali that Frog is not wearing kaftan. And okay, so they get into stuff that I don't even understand. That's like more
specific shit that's wrong.
Yeah, it's just more, I guess, Nigerian critique and whatnot. But yeah, someone else says you could have done at least a little bit of research. Oh wait,
but that would cost precious money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people that work on it are Nigerian. I'm pretty sure they did get people to do it, but it is still ironic that I think it is ironic that Disney Plus isn't on there.
Yeah,
but maybe they do have that international service Star. Is that on there? I guess would that be available to them? I'm not sure, but someone else says Nigerians are definitely not part of the target audience. How are you really releasing an animation about a city in a country that the channel is unavailable at? So that's just another one. But yeah, I don't know. I think the concept sounds cool, and especially because usually no one ever focuses on Africa, so that's kind of a cool thing to finally like bring up and actually utilize. I've always said it for years, like I always never care about when they either replace like a person with a different skin color of a person that's based off like an original character or something, just because it does feel parts, I would say, either lazy or that they have, more importantly, very little faith in original concepts coming from those places of origin. Like I've always said, I want to see more African lore just come up. I mean, Middle Eastern lore just come up, all that kind of stuff.
It's not the best of examples, but like that's one of the reasons I think why Black Panther was so different and interesting compared to like all the other Marvel movies that came out around it. Was just like it literally showed you a culture that most people have not ever been exposed to before, so it was interesting and different.
Yeah, which I will just also this Black Panther was made by white people. Just saying. Also,
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's why I was like, it's not the best example.
It's not the best example. But you know what's a fun example? Static Shock when he goes to Africa and meets Anansi the spider, the superhero there in Africa.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid and he went to Africa and he like talks to his white friend and he's like, yo, like I'm not in the minority while I'm here. Is this what you feel like all the time?
Dude, that like, it was such a fucking good show. And it's just this kind of stuff. If these two should like, if Wish does that kind of stuff, if this show does, I want to make sure I say the name correct. I can't say like off the top of my head if I'm going to be honest. Sorry guys. Iwaju, like if they can actually pull these things off and really just showcase the lore of these countries, these regions, I will really appreciate that, because I'm tired of just like color washing shit and just doing what's easy instead of really going and building something from the ground up and showing something new. Especially like fucking South America is also another untapped resource. Even in Australia, kind of not white
We got
Australia.
that
I mean, like,
one El Dorado movie. That's
yeah,
it.
like I want to see some
Not even Disney.
Aborigine. Is it the Aborigine in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so show me some of that
No,
shit.
they got
That
cool
would be
shit
cool.
too.
Yeah, like fucking use all these things. There's so much there you guys can utilize. Next up, that Pixar that series they're coming at the baseball show. That what's it called? Win or Lose. That's coming 2023, and I think they showed a first look of that, but we didn't see it. And then there was a trailer that we also didn't see for Elemental, which was that 2023 Pixar movie. It's supposed to be like fire and water type characters, I think.
No, it was really annoying scrolling through the IGN list of everything that happened at D23, and like 90% of it was just like, we can tell you about it, but we can't show you it.
Yeah. So that's all the animated stuff, and then the live action stuff. We'll go through pretty quickly here, but I'm sorry guys, I'm not gonna be that positive about most of these things, or I'm just gonna be like,
well, none of the Disney live action movies have been honestly good ideas.
Besides, honestly,
except for maybe Maleficent.
Cruella,
And the Cruella.
Maleficent, Alice in Wonderland, and then Jungle Book was good. Jungle Book was actually good.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay,
but everything else, I don't know. I never watched Pete the Dragon or Big Friendly Giant. I can't say shit about those personally.
You remember they made a Lady and the Tramp movie for Disney
Plus?
Some
friends work on it. I heard it was shit. I told my friends, like, "Oh, you guys worked on it. I'm gonna watch it." And everyone said it's shit, and I was like, I'll get to it eventually. I still have it. So we got a trailer for The Little Mermaid, which showed us absolutely nothing. All we know is
they showed her singing.
Yeah, we know
her hair doesn't look very red to me, or it might just because she's in like a dark cave. But
I couldn't tell, if I'm to be honest.
I was just like, it feels like that's literally Ariel's most noticeable feature is her extremely bright red hair. And I was just like, if they don't get the hair right, then that's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
We know it's like dyed. It's not real red, so
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wait. Was it? Did they ever mention that Ariel's hair is dyed?
No, I meant the actress here.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, of course.
That's why it's harder. It's not fucking natural red.
Yeah. But look what they did for fucking like Amber Heard though. Her hair's not that red.
They gave her a fucking wig, dude. That was just a wig. That was not real hair. Yeah, that wasn't even dye.
Yeah.
But so singing good. She's got vocals.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
It sounds fine.
There's nothing else I can say. We didn't see anything. Like we don't really know.
It was
anything
a very
else
short trailer.
The only thing I could say was we saw the sea turtles, and I could easily tell they were not real sea turtles. That's about it. I was like, oh, okay, yep, these ain't real. That's about it. But when did this come out? Is this the? Do we even know if this is theatrical or is this Disney Plus?
Oh god, I want to say Disney Plus because it seemed like after like most of the trailers, it just did streaming like 2023 or something like that. But I could be totally wrong on that.
And I'll say I just keep getting screwed up with names here. I'm really sorry because the actress's name is Halle Bailey, and it's just confusing. So close to Halle Berry, so I keep my eyes. I don't have what's the word?
Dyslexia.
I don't have dyslexia. But my eyes do keep fucking me up and making me think I keep reading.
That happens to everyone, dude. Like your brain tries to autocorrect to something like frequently to something that you recognize. That's how you tend to like overlook mistakes when you're reading. Yeah.
So my apologies to Halle Bailey. If I ever keep saying Barry in the future, I do apologize. I don't want to do that. May 6th, 2023 in theaters. Okay, so it is theatrical.
Oh, okay.
So it's coming to theaters May 6th, 2023. So that's next year. It's like 7-8 months away, I guess. We'll see how that does. Because it's nothing, it's just like any other live action movie. It's like, will it be good? Like even Beauty and the Beast, which I wanted so badly, it had Emma Watson and it was like okay, but at least like Beast was really fucking, his new song Evermore was really fucking good. And also she got hit by a snowball that was fucking hilarious.
I don't know. I saw that Lion King movie and I was just like,
the Lion King movie.
This is in every way not as good as the original.
Speaking of,
not bad.
We're getting a Mufasa movie in 2024, and
I saw that and I was like, What are you doing? No one even really liked the
No
remake.
one wants this fucking movie, guys. What the fuck are you guys doing? This is the one. This is the one I was like, it's not even, you could have gone animated. If you want to do a Mufasa prequel, at least just do the fucking animated
I would
version of
have
like
preferred
traditional
that.
or something. But they're like, no, we're gonna do the fucking visual effects that like
Yeah, I straight up got mad in the theater when they got to Simba's song, Can't Wait to Be a King. And I was just like, oh no, my
wasn't it
boy. They
wasn't it
ruined my
Beyonce
boy.
as Nala and Donald Glover as
Oh
Simba?
yeah, it was Donald Glover,
It
huh?
had that cast, and guess what?
Dude, the
I didn't
casting
give
was
two
insane.
shits. I didn't even care. The voices I could give two shits about. It was straight
Yeah.
up like it was enough where I forgot their voices were even there. And I was just looking at these fucking like emotionless looking animals, and I'm like, yeah, great. The only ones that fucking got me, unfortunately, guess what? It was fucking Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
And it was just because it was Seth Rogen going, hey, 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 like, like it's just fucking laugh. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
his
all
stoner
it
laugh.
was. God, it's fucking. I can't believe that. You know what is even more insane? Who's directing it is Barry Jenkins. Barry Jenkins directed Moonlight, which won an Oscar.
For
And I watched
real?
that shit in theaters. Moonlight was fantastic. I'm
Huh.
like, this dude could do anything. And it's like, yo, he's
Okay,
gonna do Mufasa. And I'm like, okay, I didn't mean to do anything.
I'm
But
slightly more interested now.
I don't trust it, even with his name on it. I don't trust it.
Nah.
Because the way I see it for him, I get it. This is probably easy money where it's like, hey, Disney's gonna pay you a lot of money to do this. And it's like, okay, fuck it, do a Mufasa story. But I'm just like, this ain't it, Chief. Not for me at least.
It's just
Uh
like in my brain, I keep going over the Jeff Goldblum character from Jurassic Park. It's like you thought so long about whether you could do it, you never thought about whether you should do it.
yeah, I mean that's a lot of Disney stuff if we're gonna be honest.
Uh,
Snow White, coming 2024. Rachel Zegler, I think, is supposed to be Snow White, and then Gal Gadot is the Queen. I did see a picture of them together, and it's so funny seeing the visible height difference between Gal Gadot and this girl, because Gal Gadot is tall. Like she ain't short. She's pretty tall. It is just funny seeing that. We'll see how that is. I don't really
yeah.
know what. Apparently, Godot shows off an evil queen laugh, so that'll be interesting.
Okay.
I don't know. And it doesn't stop one more of the classics being potentially destroyed by their live action adaptations. Peter Pan and Wendy is going to be coming up, and I think they showed a poster of it. I want to say it shows like the ship in the clouds, and it shows them like flying above it and stuff, and like Peter and Captain Hook. Oh no, Wendy is fighting Captain Hook, and then Peter is also about to fight Captain Hook, and then the brothers are there. You know,
Interesting.
what's his face with the teddy bear, and then the top hat and the umbrella. Because I think that the whole thing is called Peter Pan and Wendy is like Wendy's gonna have a bigger role than instead of being like the damsel in the cartoon. So they want to make it more, I guess, equalized within it. But it comes to streaming, so it's not theatrical; it's streaming in 2023. And but yeah, we'll see how this goes. If anything, really, we got our fucking live action movie already. It's called Hook, and it has Robin Williams and it's Peter Pan. It's fucking phenomenal.
It's literally on Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure.
I highly doubt this will even come remotely close to that fucking movie. And also, if this movie doesn't have Rufio, what's the fucking point? No Rufio, no deal. Like that's like the best guy. Which was played by Dante Bosco, who is the voice of Prince Zuko, if those that don't know that. And the Haunted Mansion. So there's a trailer for that we also did not get to see. And
I can't believe they're making another Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, I'm still sad they didn't do the one Guillermo del Toro wanted to do that would have had, I think, Ryan Gosling.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. This one, we don't really know too much. I think Danny DeVito, Owen Wilson, Winona Ryder are in it, which I'm just like, what's Danny DeVito gonna be? It's like, I'm a ghost. It's my thing. Like, I don't really know what he's gonna be doing.
He's gonna be a demon.
That'll be great. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes when that gets here, I guess. Then there was a trailer for Disenchanted, which actually looked interesting because it's a sequel to that old Enchanted movie, which was supposed to be, oh, what if we did like
I thought you said Disenchantment.
No, not the Netflix show.
Yeah.
But did you ever watch Enchanted? It had Amy Adams as like a princess from the like
no,
she comes out of the cartoon world into the live action world, and it was that whole kind of trope.
I've heard of it, but I don't think I ever actually watched it.
It was good. It was funny. It was cool for the time. This is like a sequel to it. and to bring back all the same characters, but I think like they do a weird wish thing that kind of fucks everything up, and it's like, oh no, you've done a wish and now it's bringing all these different princess movie tropes into that world of like evil stepmom and shit. So it's, you know, the whole thing is these movies are comedies. So as long as it's funny, that's really all that matters. That was the point of it, was to be funny. And the first
Right.
one was pretty fucking funny. It's also got James Marsden in it, which is even funnier. He was like,
Cyclops.
he was her original prince, also Westworld now too, and I guess
Yeah.
Sonic.
Oh, Teddy.
More importantly, the Anchorman 2 fight. He's an Anchorman 2
It's
also.
also in Sonic.
Yes.
Yo, I got way more hyped watching Sonic 2 than I want to admit.
I bet you did, you sick bastard.
I'll get you to watch those movies eventually.
That everyone says that. How's that
I'll
go?
just like one day I'll just like wake up strapped to a chair.
Dude, I'm gonna be, if anyone did that, I would be so, just like, I'd rather get high and I don't smoke weed, but I do weed before I watch Sonic. November 24th it's coming out, actually. It's coming straight to Disney Plus. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think this will be cool. This is, I think, out of all of the Disney Pixar announcements, honestly, this and the next one were probably the two things I enjoyed the most, because they were actual trailers, but also they're things I expect to be good
Yeah,
because
that's the thing.
I
Is like
know
there's
what to
only
expect from them.
yeah, there's only like a handful of things that we could like honestly talk about that we like were able to see.
Yeah. And then finally, Hocus Pocus 2 got a trailer again, and that one was really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
been looking forward to this for like
Yeah.
a while.
Coming September. There's not much more to say. Like, they showed Billy for a second, which is cool. It's got the same cast of people. What's funny is one of the Sanderson sisters, I forget which one she was, in the old movie, she rode a vacuum cleaner because their brooms were stolen. In this
Oh, that's
one,
funny.
she's on 2 fucking Roombas, and I was dying.
Oh
I
my
was
god, that's
fucking
funny.
dying. It's so fucking, I'm
Like
ready for this.
skates or something.
Yeah, this is my most anticipated Disney film of the year, if not the next 5 years, probably. I'm more excited to this than fucking Kang Dynasty or whatever that fucking shit is. I care more about Hocus Pocus 2. I tell
That's
you right
so
now.
funny.
Oh my god, I'm so ready for this movie. And then finally, moving on, guys, into the, I think, last one, guys. Marvel Lucasfilm 20th Century Showcase. So first off, Mandalorian season 3 trailer. God damn, fucking cool ass. They show a bunch of Mandalorians in it. It looks cool. I mean, it's everything I had said probably would happen after season 2,
Yeah.
and
It looks
it's,
like there's gonna be like a war for Mandalore or something, and just like do the airdrop of the Mandalorians like going into like wherever that was. Like I was just like, oh my god, this is gonna be cool.
and it seems like they're gonna bring up the whole like different cultures of Mandalore, like those that don't take off the helmets, but they call them a
Yeah.
cult practically. And that's very interesting that they say like, oh, you're in a cult, like you're in a weird fucking group of people that aren't like,
Yeah, like Bo-Katan seems to like straight up hate Mando for what his like people did to Mandalore,
yeah,
or
so
tried to do anyway.
it's going to be very interesting seeing how that all that stuff is revealed, and I'm more interested in that, how that all works, how all the different factions are there, because I'm imagining there's at least, I'm hoping there's more than just like, here's Death Watch, which is Bo-Katan's faction, and here's the fucking Helmet faction, but I want to see more than that, if there is more at this point, because we don't also know what Mandalore looks like at this point, apparently after being like fucked up by the Empire. So we'll see what happens.
That's true. Like it was already kind of messed up environmentally before Order 66, and yeah, now it's like Mandalore was basically just like completely destroyed.
Yeah, and they say, you know, 2023, that's all we know, but I'm imagining it's going to be like sooner than later in the year. I think it'll be hopefully within the first half, but we will see when that actually occurs. Then Secret Invasion got a trailer, and that actually looks interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, it looks a lot more mature is the word, maybe.
it looks like they're going for a straight up spy thriller, which sounds interesting. And interesting that like Nick Fury is actually going to be like the main character of this one specifically.
I think like, if you enjoyed specifically Winter Soldier, this could be like that next itch of espionage that you wanted.
I just love that moment where he's like sitting down with the War Machine, and he's just like, how well do you actually know your security? He's like, what?
And we could tell there's like different factions of Skrulls now, because there's like Ben Mendelsohn's Skrull is working with Fury, but not, it seems like a lot are working against them. So we're kind of we're gonna see like I guess good scrolls versus bad scrolls.
Yeah, I was almost I was almost wondering if maybe since in Captain Marvel they seem to make the scrolls not necessarily bad. So I was wondering if they're going to do Secret Invasion, or are they going to flip the script and make the invaders be the Kree? But I guess it doesn't look like that now.
Yeah, because I don't think the Kree have that capability that the scrolls do with the
They have like
morphing.
some limited shapeshifting, but it seems to mostly be in like their tech,
Oh,
not
okay.
like physically them.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool at least. I think I'm actually like I said, I'm actually looking forward to this. This one seems really interesting. And did they say what the date was for this one?
I don't think so.
They
But
just said next
also,
year. They said 2023.
I don't know if they said this like from the get-go, but for whatever reason, I thought it was going to be a movie, but it's going to be a series.
Yes, it's a series. I'm hoping like at least 8 episodes. I hate, like I
Yeah.
said, I hate the fucking 6 episode format. It's too short. Marvel's Thunderbolts has the roster, which apparently someone was telling me they watched the reveal and there was no applause except for one
Really?
name. No one cared except for
Ugh.
like one name, which is insane because I saw the names in here and it was
Yeah, I
actually
saw the poster. I was like, oh, that looks cool.
it's honestly a lot of the people I said it was going to be. Wait, there's a poster? I didn't see a poster.
I thought they put up an image of like all the characters like kind of standing shoulder to shoulder or whatever. Like
Oh, I missed it.
Red Guardian and the others.
Shit, now I want to look that up, but
I could be wrong.
all right, well I'll look at it later. I don't want to. So
Yeah.
we have Red Guardian, which we saw in Black Widow, Ghost, which is from Ant-Man and Wasp,
Yeah.
US Agent, which is from Captain America, Falcon Winter Soldier, Captain Falcon, Taskmaster, which is from the Black Widow movie also, which
Yeah, I was like, wait, they're coming back? Okay.
so Taskmaster was the only one I don't want to see again. It was just a weird like
Yeah, that was
kinda,
not a great version of Taskmaster.
yeah, it's a very strange version of Taskmaster, and I personally don't like it. Yelena is going to be in this, and then the Winter Soldier. So it's a very cool group, and you know we can't have Red Hulk in it, unfortunately, since the actor playing Thunderbolt Ross has passed away.
Yeah.
So we're probably not getting that character ever. This is a really cool group, though. Honestly, I'm really pumped for this like combo of people. Especially, it seems like it's very Cap Black Widow oriented group for the most part, like Red Guardian, US Agent, Taskmaster, Winter Soldier, Yelena, like everyone but Ghost is basically Captain America, Black Widow oriented.
Yeah.
But it is really everyone I said should be in it. I don't think they missed anyone. Because I mean, Abomination's already being used, which is nice. But I think mainly excited, of course, to see more Bucky more than anything. And I forget, is this going to be it is a movie. So I'm pumped to see him and Yelena take the front stage, if anything. And also more, I just realized, you know what, we're going to get the best part of fucking Black Widow movie is Red Guardian and Yelena
Yeah.
together and like doing their random shit. That was the best part of Black Widow. So we're getting those two again. This is going to be a fun time. And I think this is going to be all from I don't remember what her name is, but the character that is played by Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Oh yeah.
I think she's going to be probably the one that puts this together. If anything.
I remember seeing the name and I was just like, the who?
I don't remember her name, but she's already interacted with US Agent and
yeah, we've seen her in a few
Yelena,
things, and it's just like we still don't know who she is really or what she's doing. I guess them putting together a team.
Yeah. There was a look at Loki 2. We didn't get to see it, so
Yeah.
whatever. Daredevil Born Again, more confirmation that it's gonna be 18 episodes plus really emotional. Apparently, I think like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio took the stage at one point.
Yeah.
And then we got another trailer for Andor, which I'm so fucking pumped for this show.
That was probably the best trailer that came out at D23 for me.
Did Rogue One already come out in theaters again? I kind of want to watch it in theaters again.
Is it coming out in theaters again?
They were releasing both Rogue One and Avatar in theaters for both of the for the show. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm kind of down to go watch Rogue One in theaters again, if it is still available. Marvel's got a trailer. We didn't get to see it. Apparently, it takes place right after Ms. Marvel stops, so it's picking up right from there. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever got a trailer called "The King Is Dead." We didn't see it, so guess the King is dead.
Yeah, which is weird because I could have sworn like way back when Chadwick Boseman first, or when he died, I could have sworn they said they weren't gonna just kill him off, but I I kind of was like, what are you gonna do otherwise
Who
then?
knows? I honestly don't know what they could have done here.
Yeah,
I guess the interesting thing is going to be how they say it happened in the movie.
yeah,
Or if they do be like, yeah, it was cancer here too, then that'd be interesting. But we'll see what I think we'll get this trailer sooner than most of the other ones that were hidden because this comes out in November. This is just 2 months away, really. So it's coming in very close. And then Indiana Jones 5 had a trailer, which we didn't get to see. I am
yeah.
incredibly jealous that I did not get to see it yet. And there was a great, beautiful photo. I don't know if you saw it, of Short Round and Indy together.
I saw that. That was really cute.
It was very nice. For those that don't know, I have to look up his name. I always can't remember his name specifically, but Ke Huy Quan, who plays the father slash husband in Everything Everywhere at Once, played Short Round in Temple of Doom. Also, he's the inventor kid with all the gadgets in Goonies. But he's like Indy. He's the character that was Indy's sidekick. And he got to see Harrison Ford again after like I don't know how many years, and apparently it was very, very heartfelt. And God, it's so fucking
Yeah,
cool.
I honestly wonder, like, when is the last time they even saw each other? Like, maybe it was like way back when they were filming Temple of Doom, because like, when would their paths have crossed after that?
Yeah.
Like, maybe while the guy was playing the kid from the Goonies, maybe.
For those that don't know, for me at least, like of all the Disney franchises, Indiana Jones is the number one most important one to me. Followed by, I guess,
Yeah,
like technically X-Men now, but yeah, it's just like Raiders of the Lost Ark is probably like my favorite film of all time. So this is like a big thing I wish I could have seen. Captain America: New World Order confirmed the villain, which is the leader from the Incredible Hulk movie,
oh,
Samuel
interesting.
Stearns, which destroys my potential thought that he might appear in She-Hulk, but that's very
Well, he
interesting.
might. Maybe that's like the teaser lead into the next thing. I don't know, but
I'll admit, just can we make Edward Norton Hulk again? I just want him to
dude,
be Hulk.
I do love that they made that joke. Or wait, have you seen any of She-Hulk yet?
Parts of yeah, I've seen all of it.
Oh, yeah, I love the joke where it's just like, oh, that was so long ago. I'm a different person entirely, literally.
Oh, that was funny as fuck. Yeah,
Uh,
that was really funny when he talks to her about when he fought Abomination.
yeah, and
Yeah.
she's like, you don't have any grudges or anything. It's like, ah, no, that was long, way, that was like a decade ago.
Uh,
uh,
Ant-Man and Wasp will directly connect to the King Dynasty.
yeah,
Expected. People got to see MODOK. We did not. Uh, oh, here's one. Finally. Werewolf by Night. That
yeah, I saw
Halloween
that trailer.
special.
It's really weird and
That
interesting.
looks, yeah, I'm pumped for that. That's actually, isn't that like October 8th or something?
Yeah, it's like a Halloween event.
So that's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to that. And I kept thinking that the girl in there was Jessica Jones, but it's not.
No, I didn't
She
recognize
just
anyone.
looks just like similar. But yeah, I'm
I do
pumped for
like
this.
the twist of like one of you is a monster, like hiding as like one of us, and I don't know, that mystery of like who among the group is like the murderer essentially slash
Yeah.
werewolf.
So that's gonna be fun, and we'll definitely talk about that on here. I think we'll watch that pretty
Yeah,
fast.
definitely sounds like it might be a good Halloween movie for this year.
Yeah, is it a movie or is it? It's just a special. So I'm imagining like probably 45 minutes or something.
Maybe.
We'll see. Or maybe like an hour. I hope it's like an hour. Because I doubt it'll be film length. There was clips of Avatar: Way of Water, which we also didn't get to see. Ahsoka, apparently they didn't have a trailer, but they like said like, hey, it's coming along. We're really excited for it, and it's being called the magnum opus of Dave Filoni. So,
Okay.
I mean, out of all the characters, it makes sense because she is the one that he created. So that's like his own real, like, true imprint into Star Wars in terms of characters.
Yeah.
And then Bad Batch season 2 is coming in January. No new trailer. Trailer we did get though for Star Wars. Tales of the Jedi, which showcases a younger Ahsoka plus a very young Count Dooku, and I'm
Yeah.
really pumped for both because Ahsoka's they're both in the Clone Wars animation, which is really cool. And I'm excited for Ahsoka's, but I'm more really pumped for the Dooku one because it's so just there's so much you could tell there, and it's so untapped, and we get to see him before he's like turned to the dark side. I'm really, really excited to see how this goes. And this comes out at the end of October. This is October 26th. So
Oh,
this is
sooner than
only
I thought.
less than 2 months away. So I'm really pumped for it. Echo is going to have both Daredevil and Kingpin apparently in it. So that'll be interesting. Ironheart had footage, didn't see it. Willow had a trailer, which it comes out November 30th, and I still have to watch the original, and I haven't done that yet. I figure actually, honestly, James, we could just wait. We could wait till the new one comes out and watch the old one with it, and then just do an episode on both if we want.
Which one?
Willow,
Oh yeah, okay.
because it comes out
Yeah.
November 30th. So I mean, I'm about to get into full on like all the horror shows I've been wanting to watch forever now. Like Midnight Mass, Haunting of Bly Manor, Dracula shit, for the next 2 months. So I'm down to do Willow after that.
Yeah. I was actually like, I haven't seen the first Willow, so I wasn't originally gonna like bother watching the trailer for the new one, but like I ended up watching it and it actually looks really interesting. It does make me want to watch the first one so that I can be like prepared to watch this one.
Yeah. And then I think that's everything for Disney. I think we've done it, James. We're there. We're done. It's finished. We're going to move on now to full gaming. Ubisoft Forward. Once again, same like Disney, we're not going to talk about everything. If there might be a few, I think at least 3 games I'm skipping for sure. But we'll start to go through those, starting with Mario plus Rabbids Spark of Light. Was that of interest to you, James? Personally, for me, I haven't played the first one, so I'm not really. This is also XCOM-ish, but I'm just not.
I'm interested because like I played the first one, I didn't get all the way through. I got to like a point that was like, it just like XCOM, it could feel really unfair at times if just like the rolls don't work in your favor and you miss your shots and the enemy hits you every time. And like the most annoying thing is I know I could just bump it down to an easier difficulty and just like roll through the battles to just get the story. So, and I might do that eventually just so that I could at least know what happens before the second one comes out. But yeah, no, I'm interested because the first one was actually way better than I thought it was going to be, for sure. I thought like a Mario and Rabbids crossover was like the weirdest idea, but it somehow it works.
Next up was Skull and Bones, which I really felt like I didn't really get anything new from it at this point.
I have not been interested in this game since they first showed it off years ago, and all the more recent trailers now that it's like finally coming out have still not really sold me on it. So I don't know what they could do to get me interested in this game, honestly.
I think for me, at the most, it'll be like, unless all the reviews come out and they go, it's a 10 out of 10, you have to buy it. It's a game of the year potential. That would be the only
have
thing.
to be it.
Otherwise, maybe if I was like low on backlog and I'm like, oh, I just want a game and it's on sale, maybe. But otherwise, I'm just not. I don't want another world I have to jump into, especially if it's an open world one on a ship. Like I'm kind of okay. I still have to do. I still want to play more Sea of Thieves. I'm all right at this point, I guess. Next up was Riders Republic. I'm good. You good?
Yeah.
All right, into Tom Clancy World. The Division 2 is still getting updates. They're on their 10th and 11th seasons, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I didn't know they had seasons for this game.
I didn't know they were doing seasons now. I didn't know they were still going.
Yeah, it was a big shock, and
I basically finished the campaign, was like, done.
I finished the campaign of Division. Wait, you're talking about Division 1 or 2?
Both.
Oh, basically. I didn't know you played 2. Okay.
Yeah, no, I played the second one. It was, oh god, I got it on Xbox at some point. I think it was like on like a wicked sale. Like I wasn't planning on it, but it was like $12 and it was like, fine.
I switched from PS4 to PC, so I'm on it there now, but I did want to go back to it because I only did the vanilla. I have like the big like ultimate version or whatever, so I do have like all the first like couple years of DLC, I think, or maybe it's the first year, I'm not too sure. So I do want to go and check out those things and like play that. And I do know the Division 2 is the closest thing to occupying my time besides Destiny at that point. So I do want to eventually get back into it and just kind of see what's going on, especially now. Like I feel more inclined to get back to it now than before because they also were like, hey, Division Heartland is also coming. And I'm just like, oh, I should probably finish Division 2 before Heartland comes out because Heartland looks interesting.
Heartland confuses me because it doesn't seem like it's exactly like the other divisions, and it doesn't sound like it's a battle royale either, like some
It's
people
a
were expecting.
free-to-play action survival is what they said,
Yeah,
I
a
believe.
survival shooter they called it. And
Yeah.
I was not 100% sure what that meant.
So I think it's gonna have a lot of the same, I guess, mechanics as the original division, but this one's more like, I guess, an ever evolving world potentially, if it's that kind of thing, if it's like free to play. Usually that would occur.
Okay.
Um, but it's also in the heartland, because I think it's like you have your own little city that you're protecting, like a town. I forget what it's called, but it's like let me double check it. The whole thing with it was like you're in the heartland of America, which it's like, okay, I totally get that. And it's it's coming out in, wait, when is it coming out? It's coming out in 2023. It looks like now, finally. And it's like getting early access stuff, and they are doing testing now. So I was actually thinking of signing up so I could kind of see how it is for myself. But the thing that was making me interested was it's being developed by Red Storm. And Red Storm were the guys that originally were making like all the old Ghost Recon games back in the day, and I always enjoyed those ones. So I'm kind of like, I might as well check it out, and it'll have new stories, characters, and it will have like a bunch of the events from the game. But I think it says like, uh, it's gonna have 45 players available. I guess you could play. I mean, like it's 45 players, I guess, in the world at once, maybe, and it'll have like pretty much like town, what do you call it when you upgrade your base, like type thing?
Base building mechanics.
And I don't think it'll have like the base building type, but like kind of like, you go into Division 1 and 2, you're in that headquarters and you're upgrading the things in there.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if there's like a specific name for that.
But I think that it's going to be more physically visualized when you do it there, I'm guessing. But
Okay.
I could be wrong. I think that's what they were saying. I was kind of not, I was like listening to everything they were saying for the division stuff, but I was also kind of like getting a little lost. Like, oh, okay, I think I get what you're trying to say
Oh,
here.
is it like if I'm gonna be honest, I got a little bit confused with like they announced like Division Heartland, but also yeah, like the DLC stuff, but also there's a mobile game coming out as well.
Yes, the Division Resurgence, which is a spinoff, and I don't know if it'll focus on so they've been doing, I think, tests for it already, but the current test will focus on PvP and dark zones and conflict.
Oh, I assumed that that was just the whole
No,
game.
so there is more. I just don't know exactly what it's all about.
Weird. So is it literally just going to be like a mobile, like full-on Division game?
I mean, they're doing it with other stuff now too, so I'm not shocked
Interesting.
at this point. And I will say, like, of all the Tom Clancy titles, like the two that I like the most are Ghost Recon and Division. So I might focus on these more. Like I might actually get back into fully, like I said, Division 2. I'm definitely gonna check out Heartland.
Speaking of Ghost Recon,
I still have to go back and play
Rainbow Six.
Breakpoint actually for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I need to finish that. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I really need to start it, not finish it. So there's a lot to do there. And then yeah, this mobile game I'll check out because I think there's testing for that too. So I'm kind of down to try it out a bit.
I'm a little interested.
And then after that was the Rainbow Six mobile game, which I don't know.
Yeah, is that just like Siege Mobile?
That's what I was wondering, because it was just called Rainbow Six Mobile. It looked like it was doing the same thing.
Yeah,
and
which
it's
interesting. Like that game is incredibly popular. So if they put it on, like I literally own it on PS4. Like I should give it a try.
And this one is a little bit more limited though, it seems, because they're like, oh yeah, there's gonna be 5v5 matches, crossplay, and voice whatnot. The whole thing though is the beta coming up is only for Google Play people,
Okay.
not Apple, which is interesting. But I guess there's more freedom in that. I'm not too sure.
Maybe.
That was, I think, everything for Tom Clancy. Then they said they had like Netflix appear, which was interesting. And they're like,
they
yeah,
didn't talk about X Defiant or anything.
They're like three. No, they did not.
Yeah.
3 Ubisoft games are coming to Netflix. You know how Netflix gaming is a thing, and apparently less than 1%
They're getting
of the
Ubisoft games now.
Yeah, which I will point out, less than 1% of subscribers play their games. I've never touched it. I don't even know where to go for it. I don't care at this point.
It's like they'll pop up if you watch it on your phone app, but that's about it.
It's kind of, think of it as a competitor specifically to like Apple Arcade, I guess.
Pretty much. That's because they're all mobile games, basically.
What was the next one? So they have Valiant Hearts 2 and Mighty Quest coming to it next year. And then they're working, Ubisoft is working on a new original mobile Assassin's Creed game for it. I'm not sure what exactly it's going to be, because that means they showed 2 Assassin's Creed mobile games. We'll get to another one in a second, or in a bit, because there's a lot. They did emphasize, though, all ad-free, no microtransactions, which is the same as Apple Arcade, and I do get why they're doing that, because it's like you're already paying for a subscription, and if they added microtransactions, that's kind of like
that would be really frustrating.
Yeah. Next was some Mythic Quest Season 3 stuff, which I still have to watch the first 2 seasons. I do plan on doing
it's
it.
Hit or miss.
I'm gonna probably I plan on doing like a whole Apple TV Plus binge of a bunch of this shit there. Did you have anything on it, or could we move on?
Nah, I mean, I'll probably give it a shot because I watched the first 2 seasons, but like I just said, it was kind of hit or miss for me. Like there were parts that I just really didn't like, but other parts that I thought were actually pretty funny. So
okay,
it's hard to recommend either way.
Trackmania, skip.
Yeah.
Rocksmith Plus, skip.
Interesting, but yeah, skip.
Just Dance, skip.
Yeah, no, never been interested.
We've done it. We just got Assassin's Creed, and
so much.
Okay, so first off, Assassin's Creed Mirage takes place in Baghdad, 20 years before Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and you are playing a new assassin, or you're playing Basim, who is from Valhalla, and I am actually, dare I say, for the first time in a while for an Assassin's Creed game, I'm excited for this. I'm actually excited for this game. Because it is not, I've heard it's not a giant fucking RPG this time.
Yeah, that's the main thing, is it's like it's not going to be massive. It's not even going to be necessarily RPG style. It's just going to be like supposedly closer to traditional Assassin's Creed gameplay, which I would like.
Yeah, no, it's something I've wanted from them for so long now, because we've gotten 3 massive RPG games, and this one seems like they're saying like, oh, we're going back to the old like ways of doing everything else. Like it's a action adventure game. That's what it's called, which was what Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 and everything else were called back in the day. They were just action adventure games.
Yeah.
And now the new ones are more called, would you call them, like an action RPG?
Yeah, for sure. Open world RPG.
And they emphasize it's focused on stealth and parkour. So this is like the game I've wanted, and it's not going to be like 150 fucking hours, and I won't have to spend money to upgrade a ship and not still fully upgrade the fucking ship.
I haven't even started any of the last 3 Assassin's Creed games, because just like I know they're all so long that I'm just like, I probably will not finish these in a long time.
Yeah. And the cool thing too is he's gonna have a Persian assassin as a mentor, and she is which the male characters, I said Basim, but Roshan is the Persian assassin mentor, and she is voiced by someone who's really fucking big, actually.
I love that voice.
Shore Agdashlu. I think that's how you, Agdashlu. Shore Agdashlu, I think is how you say your name. I'm fucking Persian. It's even hard for me to say. I'm sorry. But that's why I'm really pumped for this too. It's one of 2 things, guys. One, stealth action adventure again, like the fucking old days, and length is like probably not gonna be like eye gouging of being like, this game is fucking fatiguing. 2, it is Middle Eastern again, Iraqi and Persian, and for me personally, I'm very much excited for this. This is like a game that I'm going to be pumped for. This is a game I'm going to cosplay easily. I'm going to do Basim's outfit, I think, in this. It also makes me want to go back and upgrade my Altair one that I had before.
So that's the thing that's interesting, is that like what the entire time I was watching this trailer, it just looked thematically just like Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting seeing it. I actually wanted to go back. I looked to see if I could do a Darius cosplay, the Persian assassin from Odyssey, who is like the proto assassin. He's like the first hidden blade user. And I looked at his outfit and I'm like, fuck, he's just wearing rags. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'll just do Basim. Forget it. Never mind. So this will be cool. I think it's gonna be really fun. They said 2023. They haven't said when. I'm I would imagine probably the earliest would be March, because otherwise, usually a lot of the times right now, they would announce like a January, February release date, especially seeing all the fucking February games already again,
Yeah.
like last year or this year. Uh, there, I may have actually pre-ordered the collector's edition already, maybe, which is the first Assassin's Creed collector's edition I think I've pre-ordered since 3. That was the last one I got, and then I stopped doing them. But this one actually looks interesting enough that I want to get it. So I did that. I could cancel it any time, so I could always cancel it before it comes out if I really have cold feet. But I'm pumped to see how this game goes and what they're going to do with it. It does remind me that I still have to play Valhalla, which they did say there's like a last chapter DLC coming to Valhalla, or I guess like mission where it wraps up like all the different character arcs that Eivor had with all the different characters in the game. So that'll
Remember
be
when games were just like done when you got them?
yes. Dude, I fucking honestly, yeah, this kind of sucks now. That's why I haven't played Valhalla yet, which I now once again, like Division, feel more inclined to finally download and install Valhalla and play through that and probably hate myself and then feel better by playing. I'm really excited. You know what's funny? After Valhalla, I'm really excited to play the remaster of 3 and Liberation. Because they came with Valhalla, I'm pretty sure, or it was Odyssey. I forget which one it came with, but I'm just pumped to play that. That's going to be the game I'm really looking forward to. And so, we have the Valhalla last chapter, we have Mirage, and you're like, that's it, right? And they're like, no, it's not even close to being fucking done. So, James, the next thing they gave us was their mobile game. I think it was the mobile game, right? Yeah. Assassin's Creed codename Jade, which will take place in
Oh, that was a mobile game? Wait,
yeah, that's 215 BC China.
Okay, now I'm even more confused because I could have sworn that Jade and Red were both part of
That's
Infinity.
Red and Hexe.
Oh,
Yes, so yeah.
okay.
So Jade, you get to create your own assassin. You're going to be in 215 BC China, and it's going to be like a full-on open world RPG on your phone.
Interesting. Well, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, that's straight up like, oh, okay, this is a mobile game I'm getting then. And I really hope it's so my fear is this game is gonna be heavily microtransaction heavy. What I'm hoping for
that.
though is it's like I hope it's a paid game. I really hope this game is a game you buy with like, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks. I'll spend that money because I'm hoping I would rather buy that game once than pay a bunch of fucking microtransactions over time. Easily just take my 15 bucks. I don't want to deal with that extra shit. Please, please, please.
If it's good enough, I'll give you $20 for like a mobile Assassin's Creed game.
If it's good enough, I'll get the fucking. I know they said it's like good with touch controls, but I'll get that. What's the new PlayStation?
I already have a Backbone. So
yeah, I'll get a Backbone for this easily.
It works great.
Yeah, I'll take it. But yeah, just do like that. I'm actually excited for this. Ancient China. I forget what part of history that's in because now I'm thinking like Dynasty Warriors right now. I'm trying to think like, oh, when was like the end of the Han Dynasty, which I think is when all that stuff always takes place. It's like Red Cliff, that area of time. I have to look and see when that
You're
was.
asking someone who has a terrible like history memory.
I'll have to look it up myself, but I'm very curious. This might be way before it. I'm not too sure. God, if Lubu was in this game, that'd be insane. And then, like I said, we're not done yet. Then they quickly talked about like, hey, it's in early development for the live action Netflix Assassin's Creed series, which I couldn't remember if it was live action or animated, but now we know it's live action, which is cool. And they were showing off like art books and whatnot. And there's a new original book that includes like magic in it. I think it's just be like, oh, there's an assassin, but there's like some magician thing going on too. I'm not too sure. It did make me honestly kind of want to go back and read the Assassin's Creed books because they like amplify the story in the game. Like it gives you other characters and stuff too. But I'm like, oh, you know what? Actually, these would be fun audiobooks, if anything, too. But I'm kind of interested in the extended. They're making me get back into the extended universe the way I used to be with Halo, where you'd play the Halo games, read all the books and the comics. I'm feeling this again for Assassin's Creed, which actually does feel kind of good. I'm not gonna lie, that I want to do this again because I've been complaining about the series for like 5 years at least now. I feel like at this point. Next up was Assassin's Creed codename Red. There's a lot of code. There's like 3 code names in this now.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird that they spent so much time on like really early in development projects to the point where they don't even have like final names yet.
Yeah. What was funny about this one though is they're basically saying Mirage is not like a big flagship game. They're basically saying the open world RPGs are their big flagship games now.
I guess.
And they're saying like, oh, Red is going to be the next like big RPG like Odyssey and Valhalla. It's being made by the Odyssey team at Quebec. And they're working on it's going to be feudal Japan. And they show like a ninja, basically. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But we have Ghost of Tsushima now, so I'm not as excited as I would have
Yeah,
been
that's
previously.
the thing. Now they have competition that people are going to be like comparing them to.
And
they
you
had
have to
so
beat
many
the music
years
from that game too. You have to
Yeah.
beat every that game is so fucking amazing that like you have to really do a lot to make us like really care about an Assassin's Creed Japan game now. Which is I never thought I'd say that. This is what we've always wanted, and now that it's like, oh, it's finally here. You're like, oh, but I'm eating my Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah.
right now. I'm too busy. Sorry.
I still haven't gone back to play the Iki Island stuff.
I want to do Iki Island and then a New Game Plus again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have to figure it out.
I want to do that, and I also want to do God of War again before the Ragnarok comes out.
Oh shit, I was gonna do
There's
New Game
too many
Plus God of
fucking
War.
things.
Fuck, why'd you say that, James? And then Assassin's Creed codename Hexe. So I thought it was Hex. It's Hexe from
Oh, weird.
Montreal, which is
Okay.
the Valhalla team. So it sounds like they're just getting started on this. Really, this is ways away. They said it's a different type of Assassin's Creed game. It sounds like it's not going to be open world RPG. It's going to be something new. I think they're basically trying to expand Assassin's Creed now to be multi-genre style.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I don't fucking know, dude. But they show like a wooden Assassin's Creed symbol, which makes in the Hexe like magic looking shit, like witch stuff, which makes me think of 2 kind of eras. One would be Puritan era of America on New England. The other being like that weird witches originated, I think, from like Germany. I think it could be something like German oriented of like the Black Forest there. There's like a Black Forest in Germany. I think it's going to be something like that. And that's just based off of my fucking just like mediocre history thoughts. So that's what my thoughts are for that. It looks interesting in terms of just like the name and the symbols they're showing, but I'm good for now with just Mirage, guys. I'm more excited for that. And then finally,
I was like surprised. I was expecting to see Mirage. I was not expecting to see like 4 other Assassin's Creed things.
That's what I was like. What the fuck is this? And then finally the Infinity, which is a hub and platform.
I'm so confused.
Also introduce multiplayer. So it's like a game, but it's not a game. It's very fucking confusing. The closest thing I can think of is this like Pokemon Home or something? I don't really understand what this means, but when they show it, it's in the middle and there's 2 games on its left and right, and it is specifically Red and Hexe. So I don't think it's supporting Mirage at all. I don't think it's supporting Jade, but then those next 2 games coming are made sure to be built around this new type of hub thing that could really, I don't really know what it means. I just know, I think I heard like, what was it? Something about like how like it's like the modern day stuff. I think like they might change the modern day
I can see that
and put that into Infinity. I don't really know though. I'm so fucking confused how this works.
That's just like the only thing I could think of that sounds even remotely close is how as EA and DICE kept putting out more Battlefields, they had this like side hub within each game that let you, if you had all the other games downloaded to your your console's hard drive, you could just like quickly switch between them.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know why you would do that for an Assassin's Creed universe. Like, it's really weird. Like, do you buy each new game within Infinity? Like, what?
I don't think they're gonna do that. It's gonna be, there's so much we want to know, but they didn't tell us. And the thing is, because it shows specifically Red, codename Red, and codename Hexe on its left and right, I'd imagine we're not going to learn more about it until like one of those games is coming closer. Like, we know Mirage is coming in 2023. They didn't give a release date for Jade at all, and I think there's going to be beta stuff for that too. I'll definitely jump on that if I can. I'd imagine if we already know these are different teams, I would assume Red could come out as soon as 2024, and then Hexe 2025, right? If they're gonna make it like kind of like this. Otherwise, why would they announce these and not be like, hey, Red is coming 2025 and fucking Hexe is coming in like 2027? That would be insane to show us
Well,
stuff that soon. Then again,
it
you know,
would, but then again, like
Elder
that's
Scrolls 6, I
I was
know.
literally about to say Bethesda was like, hey, so we're gonna mention things that probably won't happen for like almost a decade, but they're happening eventually.
Hey,
We
Fallout
swear.
5 could happen after Elder Scrolls 6. Thanks, dude. So I'm looking forward to it in 2036. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. It's gonna be interesting seeing what these are gonna be like, but it's a very I'm both like kind of cautious but also excited to be an Assassin's Creed fan again because I want the variety. If they're gonna not stop doing the fucking open world RPGs, the one thing I ask is, you know, tone it down a bit on the microtransactions and don't make it as long and drawn
yeah,
out as it you think it needs to be. But
like
also give us those fucking action adventure games again. I really want those. Those are my bread and butter for Assassin's Creed. That's what made me an Assassin's Creed fan. The RPGs have made me the polar opposite, and I'll still play them right now for now, but like I just need more variety there at least. Give me a break.
yeah, for me, like if a game is longer than 60 hours, the chances of me actually finishing it before something else distracts me, like I just never get back to it, is probably like 20%.
Yeah.
Like it maybe even lower than that, because it's very rare that a game longer than just like something I could finish in a few days actually gets done nowadays.
So I think that's everything. That's everything. No bullet train today, guys. Sorry.
Yeah,
Again.
shows like an hour 45 minutes already.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
So this is done. We can say at least I'll go through the normal stuff first. You can contact us via Sutro Sidetalk at gmail.com. Once again, email sutrosidetalk at gmail.com. Comment, feedback, send us questions you want us to read on the show. Send it to that email. You can also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Sutro Sidetalk. I got more TikTok stuff coming out. I got a lot to churn out still, but we're gonna have a lot more stuff. And I know it's like older stuff right now, but we're going through it. I'm gonna try to have it out as soon as possible so I can start branching out after all these older episodes are done and do like, oh, here's some comic stuff, here's some news talk of smaller things and whatnot, and thoughts on that. Instagram, look out on that. I'm gonna post a lot of our Dragon Con stuff that I went to, and if you want to see cool cosplays, cool celebrities, and you could see me physically, even though you could just check out my own Instagram profile, you'll see it all there. So I'll post that stuff. That'll be fun. You can follow James on Twitter at InvaderJim124, and you can follow me on Twitter at GoGoComzilla. And of course, you know, subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to. If it's Apple Podcasts, though, it'd really help us out if you can give us a 5-star review. Right now, that is the best way to help us out, and that would mean a lot to us if you could do that. You could also rate us on Spotify, and also like besides subscribing on YouTube to each episode you watch. That's also going to help us too. And, you know, the best thing you guys could possibly do besides the 5-star review on an Apple Podcast would be share us out with your friends and family, whoever you want to let us out know, retweet us, Instagram stories, whatever, just help us out that way. That would really help. But otherwise, Sutro Sidetalk itself, we're going to do, I'm working to get 2 Gundam episodes done. James would get a break because Gundam's an insane thing.
Like it's one of those series that I'm like interested in, but I am so far behind on watching them that if you wanted to wait for me to talk about this stuff, it'd be like next year.
Yeah. I will for sure be getting I have to figure out the schedules for it. I'm trying to get them both out this and next month, maybe November at the latest for the 2nd episode. But I'd have Miles on from Up to It Down to It, and also Chris Schneider, who was on our last anime episode, where we talked about what did we talk about? I already forgot. Spy X Family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Spy X Family and We Can't Communicate. That's what it was.
That's what the two were.
Yeah, so Chris Schneider and Miles will be on for that, and maybe I doubt he can, but I'll ask Andreas, but I don't think he'll be able to. I'm just gonna say probably no, but it'll be pleasant surprise if yes. But the first episode will be about Gundam Igloo, Gundam Unicorn, and Gundam Thunderbolt, whereas the second episode will be Gundam Origins and the Hathaway film and the new Dosel Island film that's actually coming to theaters, I think, like this or next month. And then otherwise, we're gonna probably do, I think, a backlog episode next, James, I want to say. probably finally talk Bullet Train, a bunch of other stuff we've been wanting to talk about. I've actually got games I can finally talk about, like the Cycle Frontier. I have thoughts on that. The Hunt Showdown event currently, and some other stuff.
Yeah, I can talk about like I played like a day of Hunt, or a couple days of Hunt, and then I've been trying to stay current with this season of Destiny, and it's been making it hard to stick to anything else.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
still haven't even done anything from this
I
week's
finally
stuff
started
yet.
playing Injustice 2. I'm so
Oh,
like,
yeah?
oh yeah, I'm like, cool, I can do that Mortal Kombat 11 and get some other stuff done because I really want to like start picking down my backlog. I feel like I've had like a year of nothing practically since like Halo Infinite came out. And then yeah, we got all the backlog stuff coming up. I'm sure we'll probably talk soon, like Love, Death, and Robots season 3. I'll probably watch Sandman. We could talk about that, but we also have Primal, What We Do in the Shadows. There's so many shows to talk about right now. It's gonna be probably very show heavy, not to mention for September, October. I'm
Dude,
gonna try
I
to
have
watch a
been
bunch of
absolutely loving Primal this
yeah,
season. It has been
it's
insane.
insanely good. But yeah, so many shows to talk about. Cut of Steel. Harley Quinn is almost done. We're gonna do an episode for all 3 seasons of that, plus the little comic tie-in. So we'll def talk that. Other, like I said, I'm working on the TikTok stuff. After that's done, I'm focusing on the big DCU special I'm doing. And then Sidewatch, we're gonna probably continue with the Spielberg stuff, and maybe if we can rope in the Yojimbo Fistful of Dollars Cowboy Samurai stuff. I think Brandon hopefully started reading Thunderball, so James, you could come on and talk Thunderball with us for Sean Connery. If that
I could watch that
happens.
before that happens.
You got time, trust me. I don't even know if he started the book yet.
Oh.
So I'm saying. So all that stuff is coming up, up to it, down to it. We don't have an episode coming up right now. I haven't talked to anyone about it. If we did, I'm sure we'd talk Dragon Con because Roman and Ty and I have been going for years, and we did a con episode, but not a Dragon Con one. And Miles had his first experience at Dragon Con, so we might do that. So that would be our next episode whenever we do it. I just don't know when. But that is everything. Next week we'll have, I'm pretty sure, a 100% either 2 small little news pieces or no news, hopefully. Honestly, I'm kind of done with news for a bit, but full backlog episode. We're just gonna finally talk everything. It'll be a great time, hopefully.
Yeah,
But
I thought the Halo news was going to be the biggest thing this week, and then like,
bro, that was
Ubisoft
nothing.
was like, "Yo, we're finally doing our show."
Yeah,
We got like the dozen things to talk about.
Next week, Bullet Train, guaranteed, guys. Guaranteed. Bullet Train. It'll even be in the fucking title, probably. All right. We'll catch you all later, though. So long.
Thanks for listening.